Hey guys, Metal Breakdown here, so welcome back to my channel. Today I have one last video for you, and this one is to review the brand new album by Godsmack that is coming out in 2 hours exactly. So if you're a fan of the band, go pick it up tomorrow. It will be great. Yeah, in this video I'll tell you everything I think about this brand new album. I'll talk more in deep about my 5 favorites, so my top 5, like I usually do in my review, but I'll try to talk about everything, and mainly what I think in general about this brand new album by Godsmack, first album in a while. And before I start with this review, I just want to say that this is more from an outsider perspective, because I'm not a huge fan of Godsmack, not because I don't like them, but because I just don't really know them. I knew I Stand Alone since a few years. The only song I knew for like 10 years, I Stand Alone, and it was okay. But I decided to listen to them a bit more last year because I was seeing them at Last Rages festival. They were headlining, so I listened to almost all their most popular songs before seeing them at this festival, and I'm seeing them again at the festival Rock on the Range in a few months. Not in a few months, what the fuck am I saying? In a few weeks. So a couple of weeks ago I listened to the full album, the first album in full. Sorry, I'm tired, guys. The first album in full, and I really like what I've heard. I've listened to it a couple of times since then, so I'll probably listen to their entire discography in the next few days. But now, let's talk about this brand new album already. So, When the Legend Rise by Godsmack. Like I said, I only know the first album in full, so this will probably be the only album that I will be able to compare it to, which is kind of unfair because the first album was released a long fucking time ago, and yeah, it's obvious that they changed their sound, and I saw in many interviews that they were aiming for something a bit softer, a bit more mainstream. That's what they were aiming for, because they said, now we're like in our 50s, we're not angry anymore, and we don't need to make angry music because we're not in that place anymore in their life, and that's perfectly fine. But I was a bit worried because, yeah, I prefer the heavy stuff. So with that said, I'll go first with my top 5, and after that I'll talk more about what I think in general about When the Legend Rises by Godsmack. So before I start with this top 5, I'll give you 2 honorable mentions that could have been in my top 5. So Take It to the Edge, mainly because of the groove of the song. It's really good, and that's what I like the most about this one. And Under Your Scar, which is basically the ballad of the album. Like I said, I'm a fan of the heavy stuff, but this one, it's really great. The only line that probably kind of made me remove this song from my top 5 is just before like the song really kicks in, slowly saying something like, if I pick white, you pick black, or something like that. And I was like, oh, this is some pretty bad lyrics, but other than that, the lyrics in that song were great. So in the 5th position in my top 5, I went with Someday. I put this one in my top 5 because the lyrics are really good, and the melody during the chorus part is so damn catchy. Also love the energy that this song kind of gives to us. There's also a really cool instrumental part near the end of the song that I really liked. There's a bit of vocals during that instrumental part, so I don't really know if we can call it an instrumental, but yeah, definitely mainly instrumentals, that part. So anyway, let's move on to the 4th one in my top 5. So I went with Let It Out. The thing that makes this song so strong is definitely the chorus. I love the way that Sully sang that. He was like, let it out, let it go, and it was super cool. Love that. The verses are more mellow, but in that case it doesn't really bother me because it gives even more impact to the chorus. Like, it calms down a bit, and when the chorus hits, you're like, wow, this is insane. The bridge before the last chorus was also pretty interesting, I have to say. Now, in the third position, entering the top 3, I went with the title track, When the Legend Rises. I haven't really listened to this one before the release, even though I know it was released as a single maybe like a week ago, if I remember correctly. I love it, but it could have been better because it really gave me false hope at the beginning. This song kicks in with a super heavy riff, and I was like, wow, this album will be really heavy after all, but it was not the case, because as soon as we're at the first verse, all the energy kind of goes away. At least the energy in the chorus is great, and it has the same good element that I'll talk about more in deep when I'll talk about Bulletproof. And I also need to mention that there's a really cool breakdown when Sully is saying something like, just let it bleed, or something like that. Super cool heavy part. Really one of the moments in the album that stand out the most, in my opinion. Now in the second place, I went with the first single, Bulletproof. This song is more like what I was expecting from this album. Probably the most mainstream song on the album, sorry, which is usually not my thing, but here I think it's really well done, so yeah, I liked it. The melodies are so catchy, and just listen to this song 2 or 3 times and I'm sure that this chorus will be stuck in your head. You will sing it for the rest of the day without a doubt. Also, this song doesn't suffer from the same problem as the rest of the album, because here we really have something that stands out, and it will be really interesting to hear this one live at Rock on the Range in a couple of weeks. And yeah, this is one of the biggest problems of the album, in my opinion. All the songs are too much the same. They're not bad overall. There's probably 1 or 2 tracks that I was like probably Just One More Time is not that great, and maybe Unforgettable I did not like that much. But for the other songs, it's not that they're bad, it's kind of all the same. And when I listen to the album, I prefer when everything is different and it's not that cohesive than when everything is the same. It's kind of boring after some time, but in this case it's not that boring because the album is only 39 minutes long and only 11 tracks, so it goes by really fast and you're still having a really good time while listening to that. After that, in the first position, I went with the last song on the album, Eye of the Storm. Definitely the heaviest song on this album. It sounds way more like old Godsmack, like stuff I heard from the first album, and I think that if the album would have been more like this, I would have enjoyed it even more. But I understand that they wanted to try something new. They're in some place else that they were 20 years ago now, so it's okay, and we should only be grateful that they're still making music at this point, because they could have just called it quit and enjoy the money that they have, because they have a lot of success, especially in the United States. But yeah, this song is truly crushing. The verse, oh my god, even stronger than the chorus. It's so hard. But this is not even why this one is my favorite. The reason is because of the insanity that we have when we're at the guitar solo. It's just insane. That's what we call shredding, and I'm so happy there was at least one song with a crushing guitar solo. It really made my day while listening to this album. So yeah, they really kept best for the end, because the 2 last songs on the album were among my top 5. So Let It Out and Eye of the Storm, my favorite. So in general, this album was okay. Like I said, it's really not bad. I would probably give it 6.5 out of 10. So yeah, there's place to do better, but it's not bad either. But I don't think I will listen to the album that much in the future. Probably a couple of times again, because yeah, I like to revisit stuff. But no, I don't think I will replay it a lot this year. It was cool to just visit it like that, but to visit it again a lot of times, I don't think so, unfortunately. So yeah, I hope that this one will not be Godsmack's last album, because I read somewhere that it could be the last one. Because in my opinion, they still can do better than this, even now in 2018 or over 2020, when if they decide to release another album. So even though it was not bad, I don't want them to end their career with this one. They can do better than that, and I'm sure that they can do an even better final album in the future. So yeah, this is what I think about When the Legend Rises by Godsmack. Let me know what you think in the comment section. If you enjoyed that review, make sure to give me a thumbs up and to subscribe to my channel if you don't want to miss any upcoming content. I do mainly reactions if you're new here, but I also do like a lot of album reviews. I try to do at least 3 per month, so yeah, that's me, Metal Breakdown. So thanks for watching, guys. Take care. Hopefully you have fun watching that review, and I'll see you all later.